Welcome, Fame Squad, to a brand new episode of The Fame, your ultimate source for the juiciest and most buzzworthy news from the world of reality TV stars, the Duggar family. We've got a whole lot of drama and intrigue to unpack today, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest tea. First up on our Duggar radar, Jason Duggar's been hitting the gym hard, but is he just working on his fitness, or is there a deeper reason behind those bulging biceps? Could there be a new courtship on the horizon for this Duggar son? Stay tuned to find out. Next, Derick Dillard spills the beans on a family secret that'll leave you stunned. Bob Duggar is keeping a close eye on the press stories about their family, but why? What's he trying to hide or control? We've got the details you won't want to miss. Oh, and it wouldn't be a Duggar episode without a little contradiction, right? Jill Dillard, the family's rebel, seems to be at odds with her own mom, Michelle. But what's the real story behind this mother-daughter drama? We'll dive deep into the conflicting statements to uncover the truth. Hold on to your seats, folks. Jill Duggar spills some scorching hot tea as she hints at the shocking reason for her estrangement from her dad, Bob. Did he really put her against her husband? The details are jaw-dropping. In accounting on first, Derick Dillard might have just admitted to something that'll leave you wide-eyed. Did he really say that Jill Dillard raised her own siblings? We're breaking down this explosive claim and getting to the bottom of it. And last but not least, we're taking a peek into the Duggar holiday festivities. Jinger Duggar's Christmas decor is the complete opposite of what you might expect from the family known for its conservative values. Get ready for some holiday surprises. So, Fame Squad, you don't want to miss a single moment of this episode. Buckle up, grab your favorite snack, and let's dive headfirst into the drama, intrigue, and gossip that the Duggar family never fails to deliver. Hit that like button, drop your comments below, and let's get started on today's The Fame. Stay tuned. Stay famous, and stay fabulous, because we've got all the Duggar dirt right here on The Fame. In a surprising turn of events, Jason Duggar appears to have discovered a newfound passion, hitting the gym. The Counting on sibling has been actively sharing his workout progress, giving rise to speculation about whether he might be courting someone special. Jason has been treating his followers to a series of gym selfies and post-workout photos, often tagging his workout buddies. Interestingly, most of these updates can be found on his Instagram story rather than his main page. This fitness journey marks a departure from Jason's usual activities, where he spent much of his time working on rehabbing projects alongside his siblings and bonding with his big sister, Jana Duggar. As he visibly transforms and bulks up thanks to his time at the gym, many are left wondering if Jason might be the next Duggar sibling to take the plunge into marriage. Could he be leaving behind his life as one of the Lost Boys and embarking on the journey to becoming a married man? One intriguing aspect of Jason's fitness journey is that it seems to defy some of the traditional Duggar family rules, particularly those enforced by patriarch Bob Duggar. Jason appears unapologetic about disregarding any dress code rules Bob might have in mind for his gym attire. In one of his selfies, Jason revealed that he was focusing on his deltoids, often sharing details of his workouts along with his photos. After all, a gym visit isn't complete without a mirror selfie, right? In addition to his workouts, Jason has also made changes to his diet, embarking on a healthier lifestyle. He has been seen participating in running races and various events with his friends, showcasing his commitment to his newfound health journey. Surprisingly, there doesn't seem to be any notable pushback from Bob regarding Jason's recent lifestyle choices. Jason has even shared shirtless selfies and photos with shorts above the knee. It's worth noting that these posts have primarily been confined to his Instagram story rather than his main feed. As the speculation about Jason Duggar's courting status continues to swirl, it's essential to consider the context. Jason is the next brother in line for marriage, with James and Jackson Duggar trailing behind as the only unmarried Duggar brothers. While Jason has played the role of chaperone for many of his siblings in the past, recent photos rarely show him alongside them. However, he does seem to have his friends by his side, some of whom work for Bob Duggar and could potentially serve as chaperones if needed. Given Jason's tendency to maintain a more private profile compared to some of his siblings, it remains uncertain whether his time at the gym is related to courting or simply a personal interest. With the holiday season upon us, eager fans will undoubtedly keep a close eye on upcoming events to see if any mysterious new faces emerge and shed light on Jason Duggar's romantic endeavors. Stay tuned to The Fame for all the latest updates on this intriguing Duggar family development. In a shocking revelation, Derick Dillard spills the beans on the Duggar family dynamics, shedding light on Jim Bob Duggar's vigilant monitoring of press stories. The rift between Derick and Jim Bob has been making headlines for quite some time, and it seems that the situation is far from resolved. Long before Jill Duggar published her book, Counting the Cost, signs of trouble were evident in the Duggar family. When the news broke that the couple had been fired from TLC, Derick took to social media to voice his grievances, alleging that the kids never received payment for their TV appearances. This marked a dramatic shift in public perception, transforming him from a pariah among Counting On fans to a source of juicy Duggar family gossip. Derick Dillard and Jill Duggar found themselves increasingly estranged from Jim Bob Duggar, and this strained relationship spilled over into the public eye through various mediums, including Amazon's Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, and Jill's book, Counting the Cost. Derick's influence played a significant role in driving a wedge between the family as he vehemently opposed the religious restrictions imposed by Jim Bob. The Bombshell revelation comes from Derick himself, who disclosed in a recent interview with the Ask Dr. Julie Hanks podcast that Jim Bob Duggar closely monitors media coverage related to the family. Derick stated, "Her dad gets these Google alerts whenever the family name is in the news. This revelation suggests that Jim Bob is keeping a vigilant eye on how his family is portrayed in the media." Derick Dillard's startling revelation about Jim Bob Duggar's watchful eye on media coverage has left fans and followers of the Duggar family speculating about the extent of control exerted by the former patriarch. The allegations that Jill Duggar Dillard had to choose between her husband and her father further highlight the complex dynamics within the family. As the controversy continues to unfold, one can't help but wonder whether Jim Bob Duggar regrets his initial approval of Jill's relationship with the former missionary. In a surprising twist, former Counting On star Jill Duggar Dillard appears to be navigating a complex relationship with her mother, Michelle Duggar, after the release of her book, Counting the Cost. In her book, Jill shared some challenging aspects of her upbringing under the strict rules of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. However, as the book gains attention and potentially generates income, it seems like Jill's stance on her mother might be evolving. But is it really a contradiction? In Counting the Cost, Jill Dillard recounted various hardships she faced during her upbringing. She described how their family's frugality was so extreme that they felt grateful when TLC covered the cost of a meal out. This upbringing conditioned her to be thankful for everything and discouraged questioning. Additionally, the Duggar family's decision to film their lives had a significant impact on the children's education. Jill also claimed that her relationship with her father, Jim Bob Duggar, deteriorated over time. Furthermore, she suggested that both her parents considered her a bad influence on her younger siblings because of her choice to wear pants and sport a nose ring. Despite these criticisms and her disapproval of Bill Gothard's rules from the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, Jill has reiterated her love for her parents on multiple occasions. Jill Duggar's fond memories of Michelle. Recent social media posts by Jill Duggar highlight her warm memories of her mother, Michelle. In one caption, she expressed her delight in allowing her youngest son, Freddie, to help her in the kitchen, attributing this tradition to her mother's influence. This display of affection for her mother appears to contrast with some of the content in her book. Jill's own words, "I love letting my kids help in the kitchen, even if it takes a bit longer. My mom was great at letting us kids help her in the kitchen, and I think that's part of why I still love being in the kitchen today." While some observers have labeled this as a contradiction compared to the revelations in Counting the Cost, it's essential to note that Counting On fans are seeing a more nuanced perspective. In a September interview with ET, Jill Duggar Dillard acknowledged that she now understands why her mother made certain choices due to her position within the family. Her relationship with her dad, on the other hand, seems less frequent, but when they do meet, they maintain civility, as she still loves them despite the hurtful aspects of her upbringing. The complex and evolving relationship between Jill Duggar Dillard and her mother, Michelle, raises questions about whether she is truly contradicting herself or simply navigating the layers of her unconventional childhood. Jill has never explicitly expressed hatred towards her mother, and it seems that she is trying to reconcile her fond memories with the challenging aspects of her upbringing. What are your thoughts on this evolving dynamic? Share your opinions in the comments below. In a recent interview on the Ask Dr. Julie Hanks podcast, Jill Duggar, known for her appearances on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting On, shed light on the reasons behind her estrangement from her father, Jim Bob Duggar. Jill, who once sought her father's approval, hinted at the circumstances that led to her having to choose between her family and her husband, Derick Dillard. As Jill and Derick forged their own path in life, they found it increasingly challenging to balance their desires with the expectations of her parents. In her interview, Jill, 32, shared, "As we paved our own path, it became very difficult for me because I realized I could not please my parents and do what I feel like we're being called to do." She went on to describe how the situation turned toxic when she felt pressured to make a choice between her family and her husband. Jill firmly asserted, "If you're going to put me against my husband, I'm not going to pick you. I'm going to pick my husband." The turning point in her relationship with her parents came when Jill and Derick, 34, were already married with one child and decided to step away from reality TV. They had different plans for their family's future than what her parents had envisioned, particularly when it came to their involvement in reality television, which Bob saw as a ministry opportunity. Jill recalled, "I didn't want to be put in that position, but whenever I felt threatened that way, that's when push really came to shove, and I was like, you're going to make me decide that I'm going to take this next step, and you're not going to like it." Jill has been vocal about her strained relationship with both her father, Bob, and her mother, Michelle Duggar. Tensions began to escalate as she started speaking out against the family in the years following their television appearances. On a recent episode of the Vulnerable podcast, Jill mentioned that Derick's relationship with Bob used to be strong but started deteriorating when they began having differences. She recounted a recent incident where Derick stood up to her father, expressing his concern about how she was being treated. Jill shared, "I think my dad got the picture when Derick was telling him, basically like, if you keep contacting her directly, then I will have to file a protective order." Despite their rocky relationship with Bob, Jill and Derick hold on to hope that things can improve over time. They aim to rebuild trust and foster better relationships within the family, but they are taking their time to navigate this journey cautiously. In a candid interview on the Ask Dr. Julie Hanks podcast, Derick Dillard, along with his wife Jill Dillard, dropped some bombshells about their experiences within the Duggar family, shedding light on a rarely discussed aspect of their upbringing. While it might not come as a surprise to some Duggar family followers, Derick casually acknowledged a fact that no other family member has publicly addressed until now: Jill Dillard's pivotal role in raising her siblings. Derick didn't hold back during the interview, revealing that Jill had a significant influence on her younger siblings, who often looked up to her as a surrogate mother, despite having their biological parents, Bob and Michelle Duggar. His matter-of-fact statement seemed to suggest that the Duggar family had relied heavily on Jill and her older sisters to take on parental responsibilities over the years, a topic that had likely been discussed privately within the family but had never been publicly acknowledged by any member until this moment. While speculations have swirled for years about Jill and her older sisters essentially raising the younger Duggar children, nobody had come forward to confirm it until Derick's revelation. Even Jill herself has not publicly called out her parents for placing such significant responsibilities on her at a young age. Jill, on the other hand, approached the topic more cautiously. She acknowledged her influence over her siblings, but was careful not to explicitly admit to essentially acting as their mother. When discussing her parents' concerns about her role, she expressed understanding of their worries, hinting at the delicate nature of the family dynamics. Although Jill refrained from explicitly stating her role, there is ample documented evidence showing her substantial involvement in the upbringing of her younger siblings, a fact that Derick's comments have now brought to the forefront. It's worth noting that Jill's involvement was not limited to just her younger siblings. The Duggar family operated on a buddy system, where older girls were responsible for taking care of younger siblings. This system kicked in when the children reached 6 months of age and were no longer breastfed by Michelle Duggar. Jill's very first buddy was Joy Anna Forsyth, whom she began caring for before the age of 10. Despite the age difference, Jill took on a maternal role for Joy. Later, James Duggar and Jennifer Duggar joined Jill's buddy group, further highlighting the complexity of the Duggar family dynamics. While Joy and Jill may not spend as much time together these days, James remains actively involved in his sister's life, while Jennifer, at 16 years old, continues to be under Bob and Michelle's authority. Derick and Jill's revelations have opened up a new chapter in the ongoing scrutiny of the Duggar family's unique upbringing and the roles played by its members, shedding light on the dynamics behind the scenes that fans and critics have long wondered about. On this episode of The Fame, we're diving into the world of Counting on alum Jinger Duggar and her husband Jeremy's surprising Christmas decorations. Known for their lavish lifestyle in Los Angeles, this Christmas, the couple is opting for a heartwarming and humble approach. Let's take a closer look at their unexpected holiday preparations. Jinger and Jeremy have certainly come a long way from the Duggar family's Arkansas lifestyle. Their wardrobe has evolved, and they've shown a particular affinity for a well-known shoe brand, Nike. Plus, they recently made headlines by purchasing a new LA house worth $830,000. But don't let their extravagance fool you. It's all been the result of their hard work. Jinger's social media hustle and authorship of books like Becoming Free Indeed have contributed to their success. Meanwhile, Jeremy, a former professional soccer player, has found his calling as a pastor. While we're used to seeing Jinger and Jeremy indulge in luxury, this Christmas, they're taking a different approach. Jinger surprised fans by sharing their heartwarming Christmas decorations on social media. It's far from what you'd expect from the couple with their extravagant taste. Their simple holiday tablecloth, a Christmas hat on a big panda stuffed toy, twinkling Christmas lights on the piano, and an adorable mini snowman stuffed toy counting down the days until Christmas have won hearts across the internet. In addition to their humble Christmas preparations, Jinger and Jeremy have been dedicated parents, making unforgettable memories with their children. They've embarked on various trips, even sharing rare moments at a museum with their daughters. Los Angeles has also brought them a circle of friends, including fellow soccer enthusiasts. Recently, Jeremy was seen bonding with a like-minded soccer enthusiast who also shares his love for Nike shoes. Just last month, Jinger and Jeremy celebrated their 7th wedding anniversary in style, indulging in a fancy date night sans the kids. While they're yet to unveil their next big project, Jinger's book, which delves into the questionable teachings of the IBLP, continues to gain momentum with impressive sales and positive feedback. Jim Bob's daughter remains focused on sharing her unique perspective. This Christmas, Jinger Duggar and Jeremy are showing us that the holiday spirit doesn't always have to come with a hefty price tag. Despite their lavish lifestyle, their humble decorations remind us that it's the love and warmth that truly matter during the festive season. Thanks for tuning in to The Fame. Be sure to subscribe for more captivating stories.